Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of Smackdown. Tonight is the episode after the Royal Rumble. It's gonna be a big show. Let's get right into our preview. Match number 1. Carlito, MVP. We got some heavyweight exhibition action, even though Carlito really qualifies for any division that he wants because he qualifies in the cruiserweight division. And I do not consider him a cruiserweight in any way. So, Carlito, MVP, one-on-one. Can MVP bounce back? He's had a rough couple of weeks, man. But Carlito's also taken a lot of flack from JBL for underperforming. Match number 2. We got a Cruiserweight Championship. Finley has been helping out Gregory Helms for a minute. He's earned a Cruiserweight Championship shot at Chavo Guerrero. Finley, not a cruiserweight in real life, but in this division, his name is blue when you look at the whole roster in this game. So therefore, he's a part of our cruiserweight division. So he's going to get a crack at Chavito's Cruiserweight Championship. Match number 3, the return, the Smackdown return of the Big Red Machine Kane, taking on a cocky little bastard known as Kenny Dykstra. We haven't seen Kane on SmackDown since before Survivor Series. Randy Orton was not a member of the roster. Umaga, CM Punk, those guys were not members of the SmackDown roster when we last saw Kane. So it's going to be nice to see him back. Match number 4, Tag Team Championships on the line. Jeff and Matt Hardy, the Hardy Boys, challenging Rated RKO. Again, we've got a big match between two great teams here. Can Rated RKO successfully defend? Main event time. Bret Hart, obviously unhappy with the result of his World Heavyweight Championship match. Mr. Kennedy, still the champion, able to successfully retain. Even stole Bret Hart's pile driver finishing move and pinned him with that. We've got a submission match. Chris Masters and his Master Lock versus Bret Hart and the Sharpshooter. Chris Masters is kind of being ordered by Mr. Kennedy to take this match to teach Bret Hart a lesson and solve this issue, in the words of Mr. Kennedy. That's our main event. Quick 5 matches, everybody. We're going to lock in, confirm, and get straight into match 1. And here comes this man. He was the number 29 entrant at the Royal Rumble, and he came up short. And JBL made sure everybody viewing knew about it. JBL has been ripping into Carlito for about the past month or so, unhappy with his performance, claiming Carlito gets too many opportunities, and really just talking down on Carlito Caribbean Cool here. But, you know, Carlito is not going to turn down his opportunities. He may not have won the United States Championship. He may not have won the Royal Rumble. He's not a bad competitor. He's got a chance to prove it here, going up against MVP. Let's see what he's got. MVP's also got to get back on track after the beating he took by Bobby Lashley. Banged him up pretty good, but that ultimately led in an absence of Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley's not been allowed back to SmackDown since that occurrence. Here we see MVP still getting paid, still being that man, and still walking out of his tunnel. That's how you know that man is paid. That is a highly coveted athlete, one who gets his own tent with his initials on it and 2 podiums that spit pyro. MVP's the real deal, y'all. And this match is underway. MVP coming fast at Carlito, instantly applying the Boston Crab. And that's how you know this is SmackDown versus Raw 2008, folks, is that the Boston Crab is in use, in full effect. Carlito gets the delayed rope break there. Gary Kubiak on it. MVP forced to break the hold. We see the Irish whip there, and MVP delivers a big shoulder right into the gut, to the midsection of Carlito, whipping him once more, and MVP is all over Carlito right out of the gate, straight off the rip. and just attacking that midsection of Carlito. My goodness, you know, JBL's gotta love this. What? Just watching this go down. Big back body drop there by MVP, and MVP is in full control here. Oh, that player's elbow. That player's elbow. Give it to him. Montel Vontavious Porter delivering here to Carlito. Carlito's in big trouble. Okay. Oh my goodness, what a combination. Look at that. MVP just doing him dirty. And he's just hitting the overdrive straight out the gate. The playmaker, there it is. MVP going for the pin. Can he get the 1, 2, 3 ski? We got the 1, 2, and 3. That's a wrap, folks, in like 60 seconds. My goodness. You can call Carlito a hot pocket because he is done in 90 seconds. My gosh. JBL talking all this shit to Carlito. Carlito gets squashed. MVP bounces back. However, I'll be real with you, kayfabe, it's more of a contested matchup. Carlito doesn't get squashed like that. MVP just came on his game. But man, that little drop kick to the spear combination, that was pretty. I loved it. We got Mr. Kennedy and Bobby Lashley in on the managerial roles to provide a boost to the match as well as continue some rivalries that we got going. But the main takeaway really is MVP getting the dub, Carlito again having some issues, and JBL just absolutely berating Carlito, talking down on Carlito, ripping into him, saying he can't even beat a non-Smackdown superstar, and that basically sets up a challenge for next week. Carlito versus a special opponent of JBL's choosing, a non-Smackdown superstar. But enough about our match number 1. We got match number 2, Cruiserweight Championship. Gameplay didn't allow it. Finley wasn't in the top 15, so we're going to have to simulate this one. Finley gets the W. However, Chavo successfully defends his Cruiserweight Championship in kayfabe. Sorry, Finley, but gameplay, you are on fire, brother. You are on fire in the gameplay, but it's a shame because kayfabe, you do not win the championship here. Chavo gets the pin, albeit dirty tactics, uses the ropes for leverage, gets that roll up on Finley, and pulls a fast one. Match number 3, Kane, Kenny Dykstra. We need the visual of the big red machine. Welcome back, you terrifying, terrifying man. Kane, the big red monster, the big red machine, making his way to the ring on SmackDown for the first time since September of 2006 in kayfabe. Or November, excuse me. What am I saying? Can he make light work of Kenny Dykstra like we did in our previous match? We're going to find out. Kenny Dykstra, you know, if you've been watching it over the last few weeks, not having the best beginning to 2007. You know, he was trying to get William Regal's Royal Rumble spot, was unable to do so. Not that it mattered because he probably wasn't going to win the Royal Rumble coming in at the number 13 spot. Anyway, now he's got the task of welcoming Kane back to SmackDown. Not envious of Kenny Dykstra in this moment here. Kenny Dykstra quickly getting space between he and Kane. Okay, Kenny Dykstra ready with it. Ready with the shits. Not going to allow Kane to just pull out some easy stuff. Not going to make it easy for him. Okay, big right hand. Okay, Kane going for almost like a reverse dominator maybe. Something like that. Either way, slamming the midsection into the top turnbuckle. It's not going to feel good for Kenny Dykstra. And again, throwing him into the corner where same kind of recipe as the last match started out. Got the same producers working on it. Okay, Kenny Dykstra's getting some more offense in than the last opponent. Kane was an unstoppable man at the Royal Rumble, though. My goodness. Definitely eliminated the most number of competitors throughout the match. However, unfortunately, couldn't pull out the W. A story not only true in our universe, but true in real life WWE. Okay, Kane, that missed opportunity there, brother. But, it is unfortunate that Kane never got the W in the Royal Rumble throughout his actual in-ring career. I don't think his character needed it, but it would have been cool to just see him have that accolade and that milestone, especially given how dominant he was in the Royal Rumble and how many people he had eliminated. I think he still holds the record for all-time number of eliminations. I'm pretty sure Brock Lesnar, my goodness, broke the record of Royal Rumble eliminations in a single Royal Rumble. However, all-time, I think Kane still has that crown. But, it may not be the best decision for business to have Kane be the main event of WrestleMania. I'm not the one that makes that decision, so it is what it is. But it would have been well-deserved for Kane to have eventually won the Royal Rumble at some point. Uh-oh, Kenny Dykstra's going to fly, and he hits the crossbody. Kane immaculately turns around, pulls a full 180 in less than a millisecond. Not sure how he did that, but he did it, and Kenny Dykstra was able to hit that crossbody. Okay, Kane, they got to get back in the ring. Except if I was Kenny Dykstra, I'd probably just take the count out loss right there, honestly. He's throwing Gary Kubiak at Kane. Gary Kubiak, the smallest man he would not even be as big as Rey Mysterio, maybe a little bit taller, but apparently throwing him at Kane is enough to just absolutely take Kane down. So, physics. He must have been carrying quite a bit of velocity, right? I digress. Kenny Dykstra. It's action-packed. It is not the squash that our first match was. Surprisingly, in kayfabe, this match is less of a contest than the first match. But in gameplay, Kenny Dykstra's giving me that work, and Carlito just got his ass. Oh, he's gonna hit the tombstone. I think we've got a rope break. It's not gonna work for the pin, but big tombstone pile driver being delivered. Okay, not needing the pin there. Nicely done. Okay, Kane busting out that tombstone instead of the choke slam here on his return. But Kenny Dykstra is able to kick out? Bullshit. Kayfabe, that's where Kenny Dykstra takes the 1-2-3 ski. Kenny Dykstra's not going to pin or kick out of a tombstone pile driver. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. But now we got to give Kenny Dykstra that work because he done screwed up and messed with my plans here, brother. Oh, Kenny Dykstra getting out of the bow and arrow. Oh. Okay, so now he's hurting. He's hurting real bad. Nice swinging neck breaker there by Kane. The big swinging neck breaker. Kane is going to get a submission victory. A victory by submission. Watch this. That would be something else on a technical superstar like Kenny. Fuck you. And like I said, kayfabe, Kane gets that victory off the tombstone pile driver, not off some fucking camel clutch. Or some bow and arrow, whatever it was. Nicely done, Kane, and welcome back, sir. Congratulations to Rated RKO for successfully defending their tag team championships. Rated RKO is celebrating their victory, of course, over the Hardy Boys. And Kane shows up on the Titantron, and he's just sitting there, and he's angry, and he's breathing very heavily, and then he starts laughing. And we don't know where he's at. It's very dark in the background. That's not important. But he is just scaring the daylights out of Rated RKO. They spooked him real good, and that is how this segment goes off air. You see it's a steel cage in the gameplay. We did that to try to get us some ratings. I don't think the fan situation is happening. However, we are not going to go down without a fight. We may be down like 1 million or something, But honestly, we just got shafted when it came to the ratings. We'll talk about that later, but we ain't giving up. Main event time, Chris Masters, Bret Hart, and you know, it's our main event. We got to get into this. This match is coming to you now. Here comes this man, Chris Masters. He is now, I would consider him as the muscle of the Hurt Business at this point. The physique. Getting ready to face off against the legend, Bret Hart. He's familiar with him. He's been in a tag team match with him, but this is going to be one-on-one submission match. Chris Masters is going to be looking to use the Master Lock on Bret Hart, of course. And Bret Hart's going to be looking to use the Sharpshooter. This one could go either way. Chris Masters got the backing of the Hurt Business, but it's Bret Hart, y'all. Stay tuned. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sometimes you just gotta watch and revel in excellence. The Hitman did not win the World Heavyweight Championship at the Royal Rumble. But that doesn't mean he's done. That does not mean he's done. Bret Hart, Chris Masters. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Chris Masters throwing Bret Hart into the turnbuckle with a hard hammer throw right out of the gate. Bret Hart got a nice little leg sweep there on Chris Masters, getting the big man down early and instantly going to work. You know Chris Masters, okay, you know Bret Hart is going to attack you in a very calculated way, in a way that breaks you down, weakens you, and sets you up for him to manipulate you through submission, through mat holds, you know, anything of the sort. Okay, that was a wonky looking reversal, but I'm not mad at it. Okay, Bret Hart working the legs of Chris Masters early here. Let's see if he sticks with it. You know, if you take Chris Masters down, he's a big man. If you take him down, if you chop the legs, he's gonna fall. He's gonna fall. Back and forth a little bit. Both men trying to get some offense in. Bret Hart, a slippery dog, again hitting him with a leg sweep, getting him back on the ground, and immediately, okay, a stomp right to the belly button, just barely over the pelvic area, and again, smashing that knee into the ground, and once more, going for the leg sweep. And okay, Bret Hart instantly trying to get Chris Masters into the sharpshooter. Okay, Bret, I see you, brother. Okay, Bret Hart has got the sharpshooter supplied, but can he get Chris Masters to tap? It's a little early, but you know, the sharpshooter's unforgiving. It could take anybody at any time. No, Chris Masters getting out of it. Nicely done there by Chris Masters, but he's got to step some things up if he wants to compete here in this match. And Bret Hart, again, the leg sweep once more. He goes to it because it works. Top rope, elbow drop. My goodness. Chris Masters is getting worked here, guys. He is getting worked. He's got to improve. He's got to do something. Bret Hart coming with a drop kick. Again, just not letting him get anywhere in this match. Okay, inverted DDT there. Nicely done by Chris Masters. Bret Hart able to roll out of the way. Chris Masters, big knee to the gut there. Oh, what's he doing? Big slam. My goodness. From the top rope, Bret Hart's... Okay, he's got to be hurting, and Chris Masters is feeling himself. He's got the momentum. He's getting some good offense in on Bret Hart, and now he's going to apply the camel clutch. But Bret Hart says, no, sir. Instantly gets out of that. You got to do something better against Bret Hart. You can't be coming through with camel clutches and Boston crabs and shit like that. No, Chris Masters is going to have to use the Master Lock, and that's going to be the only way he's going to be able to win this match. And I tell you what, he's not looking good so far because Bret Hart has had the upper hand through 90% of this contest so far. Okay, Chris Masters there getting some life back into his game, but every time Chris Masters tries to get something going, Bret Hart is able to slip out of it. Bret Hart may be the slipperiest of all the slippery dogs. Okay, trying to go back to 2 forearms, both of them missed, but you know, I'm not going to tell the Hitman what to do. Big elbow right to the face, right to the kisser of the masterpiece. And Chris Masters not allowing Bret Hart to get him in any kind of holds there on the ground, and that's what Chris Masters is going to have to watch for, is when he is on the ground, Bret Hart's going to try to lock in the sharpshooter, and the two of them just going back and forth. My goodness, Chris Masters is actually, you know, showing up fairly well against a main event player like Bret Hart, a Hall of Fame wrestler that Bret Hart is. And Chris Masters, he says, you know, you can damage my face as much as you want, but I am no longer going to allow you to get holds in on my lower body. And you know what? I'm not mad at him for it, because it's probably going to work out better for him in the long run. Okay, just wrenching the arm there. Bret Hart says, okay, you're getting defensive about your legs, huh? I'll attack the arms. Chris Masters has got to stay frosty in every aspect, because Bret Hart knows how to attack you in any way. Again, going after the arm. You see Chris Masters, he's like, damn, bro, I gotta do something, because this ain't it. This ain't it. Bret Hart, my goodness, he might get him to tap here. Bret Hart releasing the hold. Chris Masters is hurting. He is hurting. And there it is. Bret Hart, he's got the sharpshooter applied. He's in the middle of the ring. Chris Masters is in trouble. We were just talking about how Chris Masters looks like he's hurting. And you know what? I don't know if he's going to be able to get out of this one. Bret Hart continuing to wrench, and Bret Hart gets the W. Bret Hart with the submission victory over Chris Masters. And Chris Masters, you know, he's maybe one of the top submission guys on the Smackdown roster, but Bret Hart is hard to beat in a submission matchup. What lies next for the Hitman here on SmackDown? You're going to have to stay tuned to the next episode of SmackDown. We've got some shenanigans. We've got things to catch up on since the Royal Rumble. We got some old text messages. Are we the dominant brand? Of course we are, but don't ask the fans that, apparently. If you expect to be called the GM of the year, I need a few more accomplishments. I'm only at 39%, and I am not winning the fans. I won the Royal Rumble. However, I will now... I believe I get the main event of WrestleMania, regardless of what my fans say. JBLO on Cash, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Okay, I'm sorry. That was a little aggressive. It was a little unnecessary, I admit, but we're going to move on. Let's check out the roster. We haven't done that in a while. Bret Hart, Edge, Jeff Hardy, Mr. Kennedy, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, all hundreds. Bobby Lashley, MVP, William Regal, 98. Kenny Dykstra, 97. CM Punk, 96. Chavo, 95. Corvan's only a 93 since he lost his United States title. That's a big one. Kane's a 91. Carlito, 89. And Umaga down at the bottom, 84. Simulate over to Monday. Check out WWE.com. Contract is expiring for Kenny Dykstra. Don't care. I'll get you taken care of, brother. Don't you worry about it. Okay, 2.53. I am 800,000 below the next, but I did see a little spike up. What can we expect out of it? ECW, 170,000 fans through the week. That hurts. ECW with a 4-star match rating. Even though Edge came in with the match of the week, 4.5 stars, nicely done. Raw with a 2.5, poor. And then SmackDown with 3.5 stars. Let's check out the damage, boys. blank, half star. Big Show has got like 7 popularity, I think. I feel for the boy, because they don't do anything throughout the week apparently to boost their popularity. Any kind of hot dates or trophy dates or anything like that? No sir. Y2J picks up the W. Batista Sandman lose against Elijah Burke and a creator wrestler. I like how they're consistently teaming up. John Cena loses to Candice Michelle. And then we got King Booker, Undertaker, and Melina defeating Roddy Piper, JTG, and Michelle McCool. Yes, Ross sucks. ECW is the one to watch out for, despite them not winning or leading in the fans for some reason. Kelly and Tori, like always. Mickey and HBK, that's an interesting one. Triple H and Mark Henry. And then 6-man. I don't see the 4-star show. Triple H and Mark Henry was probably good. This one could have been fun, I guess. Ric Flair, it's an interesting pairing with him and Snitsky and Sabu, but I'm not going to tell Tommy Dreamer what to do. And then we got SmackDown. 4 stars for Carlito versus MVP, the opener. 3.5 stars for our not real Cruiserweight Championship match that Chavo Guerrero won. 3.5 stars on Kane's return. 4.5 stars in our Steel Cage Tag Team Championship match. And then 4 stars in our main event. So tell me why my show is not rated higher. Give me some sound logic and I will appreciate it. Anyway, that's going to do it for us here. We'll see you on the next episode. Stay tuned. Take it easy.